All right, now that I got it all cleaned up, let's do a deep dive with my Porsche 935. Here is the Porsche 935, the recreation of the famous Moby Dick that won the Le Mans in 1979. This car has more downforce and more equipment technology in it than any other car I've ever owned. This is just pure race machine. And I don't even know where to start. There's so much to cover with this car. First of all, let me tell you, it does 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. So technically, it's the fastest car in my fleet. And not to mention, coolest, loudest, and tightest. Just look how tight this roll cage is. And by the way, I was just as nervous as you guys when this door was going back and forth while it was on the truck. Oh, that always gets me. So, let's take a closer look. Man. So I'm pretty a small guy. I can't imagine how taller dudes get into this car. This is crazy. Holy moly. Well, to start with, the coolest part for me is the steering wheel. You know, and it's pretty cool. You just take it off. I'm guessing you can disconnect it at some point and just take it home and play with it. No, it's pretty cool. So you take it off, just put it on the dash. That's for those taller dudes. This is rear and front brakes. You can actually shift the strength of calipers to the front or rear on the brake system. Really cool. Very nice. But anyhow, so this is the steering wheel, carbon fiber, and you have to pull this in to put it back in. There we go. It's so rugged, so raw, but yet they finished the gear knob here in wood, similar to a 917, 909, and Carrera GTs. So I think this is a really cool touch and it feels great. Another surprise, this car has AC. Who would have thought? No passenger seat, but they equipped it with air conditioning. That's pretty cool. Now, of course, when it comes to the switches and keys, you got your regular key here, but you got this really cool knob over here, just like a fighter jet. Let's fire it up. Porsche 935. Loading. The whole computer system has to load. The lights on. Look at that. That is rad. You see all your temperatures. Water pump, fuel. Low fuel, obviously. Get a little warm up a little bit. Why don't you come on the other side so you can see it? Well, let me turn off the car so I can explain a little bit more. Too loud in here. But not before I rev it a little bit. Wow. Did you guys hear that? What's amazing, this car weighs almost 3,000 pounds, but yet it goes from 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. And I'm assuming this roll cage has a lot to do with that weight. This thing's monsters. And I'm guessing this E button is the emergency shut-off switch. And I'm told this car comes with electronic extinguisher system. So let's not try that yet. Why don't we go outside, because there is so many cool features about this car. Good thing I got the quick release so I can just take it off and bam. Oh, I guess this is how you get out, right? No. Stop. Man, it's not easy being a race car driver. Well, look at these wheels. These are so cool. I've never seen these on any other car. Really, really cool. So the other emergency switch is right here. If your car happens to catch on fire, or yourself, bang, push that button. And to get the look of the 935 Porsche, they moved the headlights right here. Really cool. And talking about lights, they actually implemented lights right into the rear wing. And over here, you got the compressor hookup, distilled water only. Smells good. And they got all these connectors over here. This is for what? It says can, drink, radio, supply. What the heck? Drink? I don't know if they're talking about drinking for the car or for the driver, but that's interesting. So you see this blue thing over here, that's the air jack. It's really cool. So this comes with 3 air jacks. And in a half a second, boom, you get it left. And here's your tow hook. It has one in the front, one in the back. If you get stuck on a ditch, that's how you pull it out. Wow, look at all that carbon fiber though. Wow. I have to say, the rear is my favorite part of the car. And thanks to your comments, I figured out this is an exit in case, you know, driver gets into a wreck and they have to do an emergency evacuation. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this up close and personal with my Porsche 935. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like my videos. Until next video, see you later. You see my cars, my houses, and you always ask me, how do I make the money and how do I get here? If you haven't read my 2 books, Contrarian Playbook and Driven, please do so. I share my journey in detail and also my success and struggles. So great books to read. And my story is simple. I came here at 14, getting away from the war in Iran. My dad had a job plan. When we got here, it fell apart. We were forced to live in a car, so literally we were homeless. At age 14, I was literally dumpster diving to make ends meet, picking up things people left by the dumpsters and taking them to a swap meet to sell them for anything I could and trying to help my parents. My first job, however, was Kmart, collecting shopping carts, mopping the floors, and I was clerk 407. They gave me all the dirty work. And that was another learning curve. And I learned a lot. And after 1 year, I was able to raise enough money to buy my first car, which was better than my dad's car. So I always had passion for cars, as you can tell. But after a year, I realized I'm never gonna be wealthy working for somebody else. So I decided to go and become my own boss. I didn't know what to do, so I started with selling peanuts door to door. And I did that for 6 months. I failed because I didn't have a health permit, but I had saved $20,000 in that 6 months selling peanuts door to door. And I went off to buy a gas station. And unfortunately, I got scammed. I lost all my money. After that, I worked for Winston Tire for a few months, saved money again, and I went and opened a supermarket. After a year, I failed. So one day I'm sitting in court dealing with all the crap, you know, creditors and people I owed money to when I owned the supermarket. And my landlord pulled me to the side and said, you remind me of me when I was in my teenage years. Came to Orange County with no money, and I started with one small tiny building in real estate. And somehow he had amassed $700 million in real estate holdings. And that's when I had the aha moment. I need to figure out my way of building wealth in commercial real estate. Flash forward 28 years later, I'm a landlord. I've been able to amass every car that I dreamed of, over $30 million worth of cars, $33 million mansion at Pelican Hill. More importantly, I've been able to give back to my kids the life that I never had, and my parents for all their struggles. I retired them many years ago, buying them a ranch. They're living their dreams, and give back to charity that means a lot to me. I've recently pledged $1 million to the Autism Center at Chalk Foundation. I'm super proud to be able to give back to many kids and many families. So another one of my passions is mentorship, which is why I'm excited to share with you today. A lot of my success has been through trial and errors. Over the past 28 years, had I had a mentor early on, I would have saved a lot of money and lots of time and avoid a lot of pitfalls. So lucky for you, I'm giving you the opportunity to be mentored by me. I created something I wish I had when I got started. We call it Manny Khoshbin's Millionaire Mentorship.